Hello everybody, my name is Danielle, just in case you didn't know, now you do, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about my 2024 goals. I've shared my goals with you guys over the years many times, and I feel like, to me, goals, like my goals, are sort of like a leading principle on like what I'm aiming to achieve that year. They're not very strict, and I allow myself to change them or abandon them if they're no longer aligning with how I see the year going, because I really can barely think beyond what I'm doing next week, let alone a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Don't get me started on 5 years from now or 10. Like, I'm not looking that far out, right? And so if a goal I set for myself in January is no longer aligning with how I feel in August, I will abandon it, and it's fine. It works for me. I just sort of like to, there's no way for me to know come the last quarter of the year how the year is gonna go. Like last year, in 2023, I could have never predicted that I started out the year like putting my all into my mortgage business, and then at the end I was no longer doing mortgages. I hadn't set a deadline to decide. I just knew, like in November, late October, early November, you know what, I'm done trying to make this work. I'm seeing no traction in my efforts, and I have to give this up. So I don't know for sure what I'll be doing. But there are a few things that I do really want to learn, achieve, try and do. And if they don't work out, they don't work out. And I'm good with that. However, I'm reminded every once in a while by someone on the internet who doesn't really know me but just thinks they know me, that other people don't see goals and achievements that way. Other people see them as, this is what you said you're gonna do, so you must do that. You can only do that. And if you don't do that, then you are a failure. And I don't really like those people or appreciate those people coming into my life and telling me I suck because I didn't achieve the goals I set out. It makes me want to not share things with the internet, in fact. When someone is always watching every little thing you do, waiting for you to mess up, okay? I didn't post for like 6 months this year, simply because I was putting everything I had into my mortgage business, and something had to give. And so I barely posted. And I want this year to be fun. I want to share my life. I want to be keeping making videos. But it feels like sometimes I can't be real and share the real version of me. I have to share the polished, aesthetically pleasing, which is not my life at all, version of me. Or I'm not worthy, you know? And I'm not doing that. You're getting the messy version of me, or you're getting nothing at all. So, now that I've had my little rant, I'm going to share my public goals with you. There are some that I'm keeping to myself because they're none of your business. So, without further ado, I wrote them down. Because if I don't write them down and put them somewhere where I will always look at them or be able to see them, then it's never happening. Because my ADHD, like, if it's not staring me in the face every day, then it doesn't exist. And this is just something I've learned about myself, and I'm glad it has a name now, because I've always been like this. And I'm so happy that I got diagnosed with ADHD, because it just gives me the answer of, why are you like this? And that's really nice and helpful. Anyway, goals. I've broken them down into 3 separate goals, okay? or 3 separate categories. And I'm not sharing one of those categories with you, okay? So, personal. I want to learn to knit. I already know how to crochet. I tried to learn as a child how to knit from somebody who was right-handed, my grandma, and we really just weren't getting it. And so I want to put some effort into learning to knit this year because I think it would help me in what I want to make. Number 2, I want to double my income. I don't make very much money on my own as it is, and I want to double it, which shouldn't be hard in theory because I don't make a lot. So doubling it still is not a lot, but I want to double my income. Next, I want to make more things for myself. I make things a lot, but often it's not necessarily with me in mind. And over the last few years, everything I've made has been products, and I want to focus on making more clothing and items for myself as opposed to constantly trying to turn it into a product. And number 4 on my personal goals list is to get my space together. We had renovated our basement, and I had to move out of here like 2 years ago, and I'm back. I've been in here, you know, for a while, but I still have stuff in boxes, and this is about the only tidy space of my entire room. And this took me 2 weeks to do, this little corner. Now, it's a lot better than it was, but it's still a mess. It's nearly impossible to work in. My desk looks pretty good, but I can't even get into my closet, which we built, because there's boxes stacked in front of it. I need to find places for stuff. I need to declutter. I need to get rid of some stuff. A lot has to happen. Then on my business goals. I want to launch my podcast. I, in all honesty, have no idea what to name it. It is going to be about people who own businesses. I would say like women in business, but in fact, it's not. It will probably feature heavily women who own their own business, but it will probably be more about different types of businesses, from content creation to bricks and mortar, online stores, artists, creators, people who sell feet pics and whatever. I want to learn and be nosy in people's businesses, and I think a podcast would be a really fun way to do it. And I am building a list of people that I would like to interview and who I think would actually be possible to interview. And then like a dream list of people who I will probably never get to interview, but would die if I could interview them for it. I took a podcast boot camp on like basically all the ins and outs of how to do a podcast in the fall, and since then I've just been sort of like trying to figure out what to do. If anybody has any like ideas for a title, I'm trying to come up with a title that includes rebellious in it, to go with my user, like my Instagram handle, Rebellious Clove, and my business name, Rebellious Clove, but it all sounds quite dumb in my mind. So if anybody has any ideas that get you to like a podcast about small business and like business owners, with the word rebellious in it. If anybody gets there and figures out a name, please leave it in the comments below, because I am at a loss and I'm actually really bad at naming things. I named my own business using a random word generator. So, not a fun story, but definitely funny when people ask. I had someone ask at an event, during Art After Dark a few months ago, and I was like, it's not like a funny story. I literally just used a random word generator, and when I liked a word that came up, I kept it and then kept going until I liked another word that went with it. So, yep, anyways. So my next goal will involve you guys, as well as all of my other social channels. Believe it or not, YouTube is a social media. I don't really see it that way, but it's more like a community to me. But I want to grow my socials significantly. I want to grow my TikTok, I want to grow my Instagram, and I want to grow this YouTube channel. I feel like my YouTube channel specifically has been very like static, probably because I haven't been very consistent, but I think it's important to grow my business, to grow my socials. So please subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and, you know, share the video, all these things. Next on my list is to get all of my products back online. So I took them all offline when we were doing our renovations because there was no way for me to like keep them out, and I really wasn't pleased with my photography, and nothing was really selling anyway. I have like hundreds of items that I need to get back on my website, and I'm not sure if I want to like keep making those same things anymore, but I know I do want to be making products again. I'm just not sure like how I will see that going. So yeah, I would like to get all that stuff back online, maybe do like a huge sale or something, but I'm not 100% sure, and it's not going to be happening in January when nobody has money to spend and nobody is interested in shopping. But I would like to clear those things out and sell them off because I'm sitting on like hundreds of items of inventory. And my last goal is to start making products again. I have had my sewing machine plugged in for months. I haven't really touched it except to like fix a pair of pants, and beyond that, that's all I've done. So I would really like to get things up to the point where I can be making stuff again and figure out what I want to make. So yeah, that's what I've got going. All right, so those are the goals or things I want to achieve for 2024. There are definitely some that I'm not sharing and that I'm keeping to myself because they're not ones that I want people reminding me of, you know? I don't need people to come at me going, you said you were going to do this, because I change my mind all the time, you know? Anyways, if you have any questions, comments, things to share, etc., or an idea for a podcast name, please leave it in the comments below because I could use your help on that one. Again, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!